it was fun and it was unexpected, and that made it even more fun because you take a group of young men and you go into league and Live Oak and Capital Christian and Delta, they all asked, well, you guys aren't going to be that good this year. And at the beginning of the year, I thought, well, yeah, you know, we'll be hopefully competitive and we'll try to finish somewhere in the middle and give you guys a battle and show up every game. And when it's unexpected and you pull it off, it was even more fun. And taking these kids up to Quincy was quite a trip. We left town at Quincy at about 6 o'clock and it was 33 degrees and it was snowing. Snowflakes must have been that big and it was just coming down like crazy. What these kids had to go through that whole game when Quincy's at home and we're visiting, and they stop the game and Quincy goes to the locker room and we sit in dugouts about this big and sit on top of one another to try to stay warm, and umpires go over in front of us talking, and you know, we're feeding them and we're feeding each other, and it was quite an event. They stopped it twice, and finally they stopped at the 8th inning when it started to snow, and they said that was good. So, without a doubt, I believe that these gentlemen here went above and beyond the call of duty, and I still believe that we are section champs. We talked to Quincy, we said, we'll meet you halfway and play you. And they said no. We said, we'll come up there and start the game over again. They said, no, you come up here and start right from where we left off, and we'll play from there. And everything was stacked against us. I don't want to say we were getting squeezed, but we were getting squeezed big time by the umpires. Every call, every close call, every controversial thing went against us. And all that led to my decision to all the things that we did, as hard as we worked, that we deserved to get a piece of something. That was my reason for going for the the decision we made. I'd like to thank Mr. Walcott, our vice principal, who I was here. She drove us up and stayed with us at Quincy, so we'd have an administrator there. She was really great. Took us to pizza. I've never seen 9 kids eat so many pizzas so fast. I happened to be in the back row, and the guy would bring pizzas, and he'd walk in with 2 pizzas, and we'd have table, and the guy would walk in the door, and the first 2 pizzas would be gone, and I didn't think they got past the first table. But it was really fun, and I'd like to bring the varsity baseball team up here now. I'd like to thank the Spartan Foundation again. My assistant coach is out here, and I'd like to bring him up. Coach Gallagher had a hard time this year making it, and I mean, everybody knows why, but he was as big a part of this team, and he's been with me for the 2 years that I've been here, and he's made me feel welcome. And I'd like to have him come up and pass out some of the goodies for the guys that they get this year. I'll give the guys the pictures now while they can pass them out, and we can talk a little bit about them. First up here is the senior, and Jeff Morgan, my right fielder, number 4 hitter. Did a fantastic job in the outfield this year. Towards the middle of the season, he started struggling hitting, and got everybody worried, but I reassured Jeff that he was my number 4 hitter, and he was going to be there for the championship games. And when we played Pierce the last game of the season, in about a 30-mile-an-hour wind blowing right to our face, Jeff hit a baseball farther than I think I've ever seen anybody in high school hit a baseball. Pierce doesn't have a fence. I wish they did. We could have measured a little better, but if you ever been at Pierce, he hit it out past the goalpost out there. And, even the home plate umpire commented that was one of the hardest balls he's ever seen hit. And when we got to the championship, or to the playoff game against Trinity, Jeff hit a home run, line shot. You could have hung clothes on it. It never got higher than this, and it never got lower than that. As it left the field, it went over the top of a little shed they had out there and headed out towards the tennis courts, and I never saw where it hit, but did a fantastic job. Banquet, first base also, left-handed pitcher. Again, they go back to the championship game, and Jake pitched against Quincy, and like I said, you know, whenever you watch baseball on TV and you see the professionals stop or the colleges stop for a 30-minute rain delay, and then on top of that, a 40-minute rain delay, you probably never see the same pitcher come back in, because once they cool down, they can, you know, it takes a long time to get heated back up again, and you worry about arm strain and stuff like that. But I couldn't take the ball from him because he wouldn't give it to me, and Sean Warner. Two things about Sean that I remember. First tournament at Sutter, we were playing Willows, and Sean was number 5 hitter and wasn't having a very good day at the plate, and swinging a lot of these pitches up here and never really came close. And we're 1-1 or 3-3 with Willows, and Sean's up, nobody's on, bottom of the 7th. You know, looks like we're going to go extra innings, and the pitcher made a mistake of throwing it off the 9th, went up here, and Sean gave it one of those, and the ball was out of the field quicker. You could say see ya, and then winning home run. And then we're back in the same position. Ugliest swing I've ever seen. It was one of those no, oh, great. John Garcia, superstition, hat on backwards. I finally figured it out. John would always wear his hat backwards until we start the game, and then he would turn it around. And I've had John for 2 years, and last year as a junior, didn't say much. You know, was really quiet, unassuming, laid back. This year he got a little playing time. He got a little bulldog in. He'd always hit around the 7, 8, or 9 hole for us. But 7, 8, 9 was always productive for us, and John was always seeming to be in the middle of the rally. Hit the ball up the middle, excellent. Played a fantastic third base for us, better than I thought that he would ever do. Improved 100% in a year, and we wouldn't be where we were without him. John Hintz is next, our center fielder. First time, memories of John, first time he came out this year, had these god-awful green and orange neon shoes. And he had this glove that was an infield glove. It was no bigger than your hand. And when you opened it out, all the wadding was coming out. And it was a mess. And the strings were all loose and broken. And I go, John, I'll buy you a new glove. Oh, no, this is one I got to use. It's my lucky glove. I can use it forever. Okay. So John proceeded to use that thing all year. A couple of great diving catches in the outfield convinced me to let him stay with that glove. My number 5 hitter struggled at the plate, but again, memories. Capital Christian, second game here, bases loaded. All of a sudden, you know, things aren't rolling real good. We get an out, doesn't look good. John comes up, hits a shot to the right center field gap, scores 2 runs, and the rally's on, and we score 5 in the first. Beat Capital Christian, which was kind of our arch enemy the whole year. So fantastic job in center field, clutch hitting at the plate, senior John Hintz. One of the seasons, played first base for us all season also when he wasn't pitching. Him and Jake were pretty much interchangeable. Like I said, Dave's got some baseball in his future. Did a fantastic job for us this year. Dave Keeney on this. A right fielder, solid hitter, solid player.